fuck faces.
Oh, it's starting.
I mean, we're just gonna jump in it.
Oh, okay. You didn't tell me.
Yeah, well, kind of started earlier, but I just want to make sure we say what's up, faces. Fuck faces.
Oh,
Fuck
okay.
faces. What's going on, fuck faces? Welcome to episode number 4.
Mm-hmm.
Number 4. Such a beautiful thing.
So the last time you started off with a game, and I thought it would be my turn.
Well, no, I still got the info.
Oh. You didn't tell me.
Okay.
Okay, go ahead.
Thanks for watching. Go ahead.
That's it. Okay.
What's the game?
So, I picked movies that we both know,
Mm-hmm.
and we have to try to. You have to try to guess that quote.
Okay, so the game is
Called Name That Movie.
name that movie.
Mm-hmm.
And what we're doing is...
I'm gonna read a quote to you.
Mm-hmm.
You have to try to figure out what movie that is.
Okay.
But these are movies that we've seen.
You put the timer?
No, but I checked the time.
Okay.
So 30 minutes, right?
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Sorry, fuck faces. The camera turns off every 30 fucking minutes, so... We put a timer this time, so in case it turns off, I just turn that bitch back on.
Yeah.
But anyway.
Okay, so I'm
Carry
gonna
on.
shuffle these so that.
You okay?
I'm gonna have the answers in the back. Oops, okay. Are you ready?
Ready.
So I'm gonna try to say this as serious as possible so I don't sound like the actor.
Okay.
You know what I'm talking about?
Yeah.
Okay. So. Name that movie.
Okay.
It says, well, sir, I feel like a slice of butter melting on top of a big old pile of flapjacks. Yeah. What movie is
Step Brothers.
that?
No? Say it again.
Oh, you want me to say it
Just
again?
say it like you mean it.
What do you mean? Like the actor?
Mm-hmm.
No, I'm not gonna say like the actor. I'm just gonna repeat it.
Oh.
Well, sir, I feel like a slice of butter melting on top of a big old pile of flapjacks.
Pineapple
Yeah.
Express.
You looked at the paper.
No, I swear to God I didn't. The camera won't lie.
So, who is it?
Is that my phone? Pineapple Express.
Yeah, but do you know who? The guy.
Oh, and in the beginning. When he's...
Why are we on the ground right now, sir? Okay, so it was Pineapple Express.
The bee's knees.
Okay.
I should have put that bitch on airplane mode.
You didn't.
Mm-mm.
So
Should I check on it?
Yeah.
Check on it. My bad,
Because
guys.
when I hear all your son chuds texting you.
I know her. Why do I keep talking?
Oh. Okay, so another one
Mm-hmm.
is, what do tigers dream of when they take their little tiger snooze? Do they dream of mauling zebras or Halle Berry in her Catwoman suit?
Say it again.
Okay. What do tigers dream of when they take their little tiger snooze? Do they dream of mauling zebras or Halle Berry in her Catwoman suit?
That one I have no idea.
Are you serious?
Do I have to guess?
Yeah.
Shrek?
No.
I was just thinking of a movie you would watch.
Oh. The Hangover.
Oh.
You remember when he's singing about the tiger?
Yeah.
You don't know.
There's a lot going on in that movie. It's hard to remember everything.
Okay.
But did you
Let me try
die?
to find an easier one for you. I'm gonna show the answer again.
But did you
Okay,
die?
let's see if you remember this one.
Okay.
I keep showing the answer.
I can't see it. The mirror's blocked anyway.
Okay. Oops, sorry. You and your mom are hillbillies. This is a house of learning doctors.
You and your mom are hillbillies.
You and your mom are hillbillies. This is a house of learning doctors.
I gotta get out more. I have no clue.
Are you serious?
I'm dead serious.
Oh my god, Step Brothers.
Why would you pick that quote though?
Because it's supposed to
Of all
be
the-
difficult.
Oh.
Let's see if you really know your movies or not.
I,
Okay, hold on. You're obviously not good at this game.
I'm not. The movies. It's not my.
Okay,
Like the famous quotes I would remember, right? But not
That's
the.
why you're not supposed to.
Uh,
Okay. Let's see if you know this one.
Mhm.
Oh, this one's funny, but this one you won't know.
Well, give me one.
Okay. Do you want a hard one or do you want an easy one?
No, give me an easy one.
That's boring. I'm gonna say the funny one. This one's so funny. Okay. This is the last one, okay?
All right.
Here's a how do you say it? Scenario? Here's a scenario for you. Let's say Nancy catches me getting out of the shower, and she thinks I look good, and she sees my chest pubes all the way down
Step
to
Brothers.
my pelvis.
She had the old cow.
And she says, "I've had the old bull, now I want the old cat or the new cat." Oh, wait, how does it go?
Young cat, isn't he?
I messed that up. And then she grabs me by the wiener. You already got it.
Just waiting for some more shit.
I didn't even write the answer, but yeah, it's Step Brothers. Okay.
What's your favorite movie?
God, all of those are my favorite. I would have to say Superbad, for sure.
Superbad?
Mm-hmm.
I like it.
It's like, it reminds you like when we first started dating. I used to love that movie. I used to crack up to it all the time. No? It's not funny? You don't think it's funny?
That's hilarious.
Mm-hmm.
My favorite movie.
Mm-hmm.
I think the candy.
The what?
I think the candy we ate was bad. It was bad candy.
What are you talking about?
The candy we ate, I think it was bad candy. Oh yeah. My favorite movie though?
I'm so lost. I'm so
My
confused.
favorite movie though.
No way. What do you mean the candy weight was bad?
Nothing.
Okay, but
I'll
why
explain
do
it
you think
later.
it was bad?
Huh?
I think I know what you're talking about, but what do you mean it was bad?
That's just bad.
But how?
I don't know.
Like you feel sick?
Yeah. So ugly. But my favorite movie though, it's gotta be American Gangster.
Oh yeah. No.
That's a
No,
really
I
good
was
movie.
gonna say like you've always said that was your favorite movie, but you also have another favorite movie.
Mm-hmm. I Am
Hustle and
Legend.
Flow. No,
House on Flow, yeah. Whoop that tree.
But American Gangster is your number one favorite?
Yeah. That's my go-to. I can watch a million times and not be tired
You
of
won't
it.
get bored?
Mm-hmm. Pineapple Express used to be one of my favorites, but
Yeah, it's still one of my favorites. Like Pineapple Express,
Mhm.
Step Brothers, The Hangover.
talking to the mic if you
I
could.
am. I
There you go.
feel like I sound loud.
No, you're not. You gotta speak it to the mic.
So did you tell everybody how this is like late night? Whatever.
Yeah.
Or what is it called?
Super late night session.
Yeah, but what would you
Take the
call
camera's
it?
cooking. Late night session.
Oh. And
In
it's
quarantine day number what?
I don't know. I lost track. So when did it start? Because everybody keeps saying like day 9, day 10. Like when was it the official day of quarantine? Like when all the kids had their last day of school?
I would say so.
So
like
that was the 13th.
at my job, it went crazy right after like all the sports started shutting down.
Mm-hmm.
When
Yeah,
everybody
the next
stopped.
day my job at
That
the school.
man, it's been nonstop since then.
Mm.
Yesterday,
So
the
then
last 2
if-
days.
So if it was like the 13th, then it's like what? Day number
Friday
13?
the 13th.
So would it be like day 13?
I don't know. I've
I
been
heard a
working.
lot of people saying like day 9, day 10.
How was it during the quarantine? You being home all day with the kids, the lovely children of ours.
Some days it's good because I just like, lock them out the room. But then it's annoying because even when I lock them out the room, they're just like banging on the door the whole day. I'm hungry, or like they're fighting, and it's just so annoying.
Oh, they fight. A lot.
They fight too much.
A lot.
And then I feel guilty when we ground them and then we just leave them in the room the whole day.
Or for like 5 days straight without no food, no water.
Oh my god, you're so dramatic. No, but other than, I mean, it's been okay, but I just want to feel like fresh air again.
Mm-hmm. We
Like,
took
we're
a walk
just-
to the gas station earlier.
Mhm.
It was pretty
Felt
trippy.
so good.
Yeah, it was pretty trippy though.
What about you? Like, how do
It's
you
not
feel
empty.
that you're still at work during all this?
At first, I was pretty pissed off. At first, I didn't like it.
Mm-hmm.
I felt like we could get sick at any time because we're open.
Yeah.
And then everybody was going into the store like nonstop because we were open and buying all the stuff for like immune health and hoobity hoobla.
Mm-hmm.
And at first, I was just kind of upset because I was like, man. Then after a while, I thought about it. And rent is around the corner.
That's true.
And a lot of people lost their jobs. It's going to affect so many people. Not in a good way whatsoever. So many companies, mom and pop shops, everybody.
It's so sad. I know. I keep thinking about too, like the parents who both have to work and then they have kids at home.
Mm-hmm.
Like I keep thinking about that. It's
Yeah.
just like I wonder how they're doing it.
Like
And-
our situation kind of works out perfect because
Yeah.
our jobs.
Yeah, because I work for a school, so they closed it down for now. So it works out that I get to stay home with the kids,
Right.
and then you still get to go to work.
Mm-hmm.
I know at first I felt kind of like selfish because I wanted you home with us. Like I wanted you to be on break with us, to like enjoy it, like not being at work.
Mm-hmm.
But you're right. Like there's so many people who are stressing out and struggling.
Yeah, man.
I'm so
It-
sad.
Yeah.
It breaks my heart.
The more you look into it, too, the stupider it looks.
What do you mean?
Just like how they have to vote to help people. How they
You
have to
think
vote
they have to vote to do that?
Yeah, like all politics and everything, they have to have a say. Everybody has to say, has to agree on the same thing. Or a majority has to agree on something for it to go through.
Oh, I thought it was just like
You would
a
think it would be
community
just-
getting together or something and like.
Yeah, I don't know. Like they're supposed to give us money. Not us, but the
Well,
people
you
money.
said you didn't want the money.
Not if you gotta pay it back. Not if you gotta pay it back.
But
I
it
don't
would
want
help those people who don't have it right now.
Right, for them, hopefully they could get it to them. For me, I don't. Not if I'm gonna
So
pay
if
it
you
back.
have to pay it back, you don't want it.
Mm-mm. Nope.
Why? Because you think they'll charge more?
I don't know. I just don't like the idea of we'll help
Like
you,
nothing is
but
free.
pay me back. Yeah. If
Yeah.
you're gonna help, you help full-heartedly.
That's true.
You don't expect nothing back. That's what I was taught when I was younger.
Well, I had read that they give you like 1,000 per adult and then 500 for each kid.
Yeah.
So what if they gave us like 3,000? What is
3,000.
it?
Sounds good, man. But next year, if we're going through a struggle and all of a sudden that bill
They
hits
take it
us,
back.
yeah,
That's true.
yeah, I'm not interested.
So-
Or it's sad too. Like even if they have to vote, like your city has to make sure they vote to pass a law for like pushing rent and everything, or suspending rent. But it's still like, okay, they suspend it this month and then next month and let's say 3 months. And what's the outcome of that?
But then what do you think happens
have to
to all
pay
those
that back?
people that
Do you have
aren't
to-
working right now and they don't have unemployment? What do you think is going to happen to those people?
No, I'm saying do it for the people, but I just don't like if there's like 3 months from now, the person that had no job for 3 months, he could finally go back to work, has to pay back 3, and then now 4 months of rent.
Yeah, all this just doesn't make sense. to
If
me.
that's
Like,
it, I
it's-
don't. Yeah,
I mean, I don't
I'm
get
an
why they
idiot.
didn't just close down like people paying rent. Like just stop it for right now.
all right, freeze
Just
it.
because they're not getting.
But you
any
know,
money.
like every fucking landlord, every bank, they want their money.
It's sad.
They want their money. They don't care how they get their money. They never did, and it's the sad part about it. A lot of people are going to be affected. A lot of homes. A lot of us live check to check. For you to push something back and say, okay, we're going to help you.
Yeah.
We're going to suspend it for 3 months, but after 3 months, if that's the case where they suspend it and you have to pay it back, that's so fucked.
That's true.
That's so fucked. That should be the frontline thing of like the conversation, like
They need to just be
details
upfront,
into what
yeah.
suspending means.
So nobody in
If
Canada
they pass
has
it.
this stuff going on. Like
Yeah.
people in other countries, do they
Yeah,
have all this? going on?
yeah, man.
Well, I don't know.
Read a book.
Like, I mean, they're in a whole other part.
Yeah, it's
Not
the
in
whole
America.
country going through it. Even Mexico has cases. You don't hear about it, but
I thought
Yeah.
it was just America.
No, I was telling you, China had it first. I was telling you way back.
Oh yeah,
I was paranoid about it.
Do they like like not deliver, but make things for other people also?
Yeah.
Not just in America?
Yeah.
Oh.
China runs this shit.
Huh?
They run this shit. We owe them.
I don't know. I think all
But we
this,
have more guns.
it's just annoying how, like, we're prepared a little bit more than a lot of people, but in the beginning, I took it more as a joke.
There's no preparing for this.
No, I know, but
We're not that prepared.
in the beginning, you were the one who was, like, I guess, panicking. You're like, make sure you buy this. Go make sure we have water. Make sure we have canned food and all that. And I was just like, oh my god. Like, when I went to the store, I felt embarrassed because I started, like, filling up my whole cart with stuff. And I was just like, I don't see anybody else. I don't see anybody else filling up their cart. So I felt so dumb walking through the whole store, like, just putting everything in the basket. And then,
Power walking.
and then all of a
With your little
sudden,
legs.
I guess the time went by and more people started hearing the news that, like, schools are, closed down and stuff. So then, like, after, like, 20 minutes of me being in the store, it got so crazy. I was like, I better hurry up. Like, some Asian guy was looking at my car, and I was like, oh no. I've heard stories of people having
How do you
to
know he was
fight.
Asian?
He was looking at my car like he was gonna steal it. And I remember, like, so many people telling me stories that other people were fighting them for, like, their water, their toilet paper, and I was like, oh no,
Mhm.
I'm about to have to fight somebody right now.
Scavengers.
I was like, I looked at him like,
That's
you better
what it
not.
is. Put us all in a fucking bucket.
But yeah, thank God we were like, okay, we got food.
Yeah, I started hearing about this shit a while ago, and what first started was the fucking rich people were walking in. Oh, we're headed to Cancun. We sold our stocks because this coronavirus is gonna come here. You know that, right? And they would just little warnings
what
like
kind
that.
of people?
Rich people.
Oh. What did I say? Something else.
What did I say?
No, I thought you said white people. That's what
No.
I was like. I was gonna say, how do you know they're white?
They were all Mexican.
Like,
Rich as fuck.
and so they told you?
Yeah, they told, they were giving warnings, and then, like, a week later, or 2 weeks later, the cop that came in, he's like, they're extending us to 7 days. You should prepare. We're doing 7 days, 12 hours a day. And these are all customers that come to my store.
Mm-hmm.
And then there was another, like, politician with Ron Paul, something to do person, and they said the same thing. They were heading to this. And then the military guy that walked in, too.
Yeah, and it's funny because I had friends at work who were talking about it,
Mm-hmm.
and I didn't care. Like, one girl's like, you're not watching the news, and I'm just like, I don't watch the news, like, it's too depressing. And she's like, you need to, like, keep up with this is, like, serious. And I was just like, oh god.
Educate yourself, fool.
Yeah, I was just, like, annoyed, like, and now that it's actually happening, I'm kind of like, okay, maybe I should have, like, listened earlier.
It's crazy that the cases are growing and everything.
Mm-hmm. What do you think about, like, those, you know how you sent me the video today of the, like, all the army trucks and all that?
Mm-hmm.
What are they called?
Tanks?
Yeah. What do you think that's for?
Mm-hmm.
Because we didn't even talk about that.
Someone wrote in the comment section that it was, that they probably tanks from Iraq coming back. That tanks run through there all the time. I don't know if that's true or not.
Them?
Hmm?
How come we've never seen them?
I mean, I'm pretty sure they've been there, but maybe we just were
Some
in
people were even
a
saying that they
situation
came
where it's
to, like, help out with, like,
yeah, they're
products.
National Guard.
Right?
So I don't know what the hell it is. I'm an idiot. But they're in New York helping out. Yeah.
Oh, dang. I don't know. People are like,
Helping
see,
with food and
that's
stuff.
what's wrong with social media, because people are, like, putting it out there like, oh, something's going to happen. You guys better watch out. Like, look
Mhm.
at these tanks, and making it a bigger thing than it is.
Yeah, it becomes a little wild when it becomes the
Yeah, when
government
people
versus
start
us.
spreading rumors, it's just like, that's how things get bad. Like,
Mhm.
that's how people start panicking.
Yeah, and they're only under panic because our country don't know what the fuck to do.
Yeah.
And we've never prepared for anything like this, or had to think that we had to prepare for something like this. This is completely unexpected, and as a country, we got us lacking.
But I wonder what makes this one different from, like, all the other things these happen. Like, you know how they said, like, Ebola,
Mhm.
like, all
It's
those
the
other ones?
preparation for us. It's the preparation, and the case is growing. But it's the preparation for it when it's here. Stop it before it keeps spreading more.
Mm-hmm.
So it's really not that. I mean, it is, but it's really not that huge until it really starts hitting people, and it's growing by the night.
I know, but it's just, to me, I guess me being at home makes it so annoying because all you hear about on social media is like coronavirus this,
Mhm.
COVID-19 that, whatever. It's just like, shut up.
Imagine the relationships.
What about them?
Like you be in quarantine, and maybe a lot of couples like they work all the time, separate hours.
They're all tired of each other already.
Yeah, like you sit there and you're like, fuck.
I know you said that the last time too. You're like, oh, if I were to stay home all day, you get annoyed of me. I'm like,
It's true.
yeah, that's probably true. No, but for a lot of the couples that aren't used to like being with each other all day,
That's what I'm
I
saying. Then
feel
you're
like-
learning things about your fucking relationship that you never.
they're getting annoyed of each other
Mm-hmm.
because they're not used to it.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know.
It's pretty crazy when you think about it.
I wonder.
Do
how
you think
we-
it's building more relationships, or you think it's destroying more relationships?
Oh my god.
Just an opinion.
Can I say like 50-50?
Yeah.
Yeah, I think 50-50. I think for the people who are in the relationship for the wrong reasons, I think they're getting annoyed. For sure. Like, they're super annoyed of each other. And if you're in it for, like, you know, starting as kids or, like, growing up together, like, I think that's, like, building the relationship. Because for those people, those are the ones that been together through, like, thick and thin. So, it's like 10 more minutes, I think. And, yeah, so for the ones who are in there for the wrong reason,
What's the wrong reason?
when people are with each other because, like, their looks or their money or, they go to the gym together or, you know what I mean? Like, if
What's
they're...
wrong with that, though?
No, but if they're only with each other because they're like, oh, I only date gym rats. Or what is it called? What do people call it? Yeah, when they're only with each other because money or looks or whatever. So, not because they really love each other. You know what I mean?
Maybe some people really love money.
That's true.
I mean, I hear you. I'd hate for someone to love me just for my money. That's why I don't have it.
Oh, man.
What do you
I'm just
think?
kidding.
What do you think the most annoying thing is about relationships?
The most annoying thing?
Yeah, like one thing that you get annoyed of.
With other people's relationships?
No, with ours.
What's one thing I get annoyed of with our relationship?
Yeah.
We
One
both,
thing you don't like.
We can both never admit when we're wrong. Like, I
You
always
can't
think,
admit when you're wrong.
no, you can never admit when you're wrong, ever. And I can never admit when I'm wrong because I think I'm right. Like, I'm obviously
But you're
100% right all the time.
Yeah, no, you're 100% crazy.
Just a little bit.
So, like the pride?
Yeah, I guess so. Because everything else we agree with most things, but yeah, when I think I'm right, I think I'm right. When you think you're right, you think you're right, and
I
then
know
we
I'm
just
right.
get annoyed at each other.
Yeah.
That's one thing I hate. But I mean, we just ignore each other for a couple of days. We ignore each other for a couple of days and then we're good.
Yeah, that'd be my same.
Give me my self quarantine.
That'd be the same for me.
But I wonder how other people like handle it. Like, okay, I know that when we fight, like I said, we give each other a couple days and then it's okay. But I've never asked anybody else like, how do you deal with your relationship when you guys fight?
Yeah.
I don't have friends, so.
I hear different. I hear some people, there's, how do you say it? Like, it depends on who wears the pants in the relationship. You know what I mean?
Yeah. And like lately, it's kind of been like the women who wear the pants in the relationship.
What?
Lately.
Lately what?
It's the girls who wear the pants in the relationship.
You think so?
Not with our relationship. I don't prefer it like
No,
that.
but I'm saying, you think it's,
I like you being the man in the relationship.
you don't think there's a bunch of men sticking their chest out there?
No.
Wow.
I get
Wow, guys.
so annoyed. I'm sorry, guys, but seriously, I catch that a lot where, like,
My hair's fucked up.
I catch that a lot where, like, guys are being, like, stepped all over by their women. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
And they just take it. I don't know why. I'm just like, man up.
Some people like it.
I guess so.
Yeah.
But speaking of your haircut, I love it. I told
I'm going back to bald.
you better not. I told Steven to send me a selfie. This jerk. And he does it.
If you're the president of the United States,
He changed the subject. What kind of myth
If
do
you
look
could make,
good?
if you could make one change in the country, what would your change be?
If I was a president?
If you were the president of the United States,
The U.S. of A?
the U.S. of
Well, I've always said, but this sounds so wrong saying it.
what?
I was gonna say, like, I've always
I'll blank
said
it out if
that
it's
I
bad.
would, like, make sure, like, the pedophiles and rapists, like, get murdered. Like, that's one thing that I would feel like the world was, like, much
So,
safer.
if you were, how would you handle that? What would be your choice of termination?
Probably the most painful thing and the slowest thing. Slow and painful. For, like, rapists and pedophiles.
Like drowning someone?
No, worse.
But you put a mirror in front of them?
Why a mirror?
So they can see themselves.
I mean, I think when you're suffering, you're not really looking at yourself in the mirror.
I don't know.
I don't know,
feel like
but I
that'd
would
be
want
torture.
them to suffer.
That or paper cuts.
Ouch. Between your
Like
fingers.
non-stop.
between
Everywhere.
your toes.
Just non-stop. You just keep paper cutting.
Oh. What wasn't
Every
there
so
a
often
movie
you
where
get some
they
lemon.
paper cut on the mouth? Wasn't there a
Jackass?
movie? Was it that one?
Mm-hmm. Uh-huh.
Oh my god.
Yeah.
That sounds so painful. Those guys are idiots. I forgot about that movie.
That was the greatest
I wanna
show
watch
ever.
It.
Yeah.
I want to watch it again. Oh my god. Do you think kids nowadays have seen that movie?
Jackass?
Yeah.
I hope their parents wouldn't let them watch it.
I know, that's so true, huh? But you would think that they would, I mean,
I bought the whole box set to it
when?
when I was a teen.
I didn't know that.
Yeah, I love Jackass. I even had a hat. I swear to God.
Like a dad hat? Or like
Mhm.
what kind?
A dad hat. It was
What
like
did it
white
say?
and then black in the front. It said Jackass.
Oh. What happened to
Yeah, the
it?
little sign. I don't know.
What happened to your movies?
I don't know. They're lost somewhere.
Why are you all red?
Am I?
Yeah. You're like sweating.
It's hot.
Oh, we have
We have to turn the
minutes.
fan. Huh?
4 more minutes to check the camera.
Should I check it now?
Sure.
Okay, I'll check it. Talk to the people though. Don't.
Okay. So, if you guys want to say anything about like quarantine or whatever, some good homemade like hand sanitizer or something that you know about, because I've been trying to make some and I don't have any of this stuff for it. So if you know, like, you know what? I even wanted to use peroxide, because we have peroxide. So I was like, maybe instead of rubbing alcohol, I can use peroxide.
Aloe vera.
I know we
It's
have
aloe vera, tea tree oil, and
but we don't have rubbing
alcohol.
alcohol. That's
Just
why.
buy
That's
some
why I
vodka.
wanted to use. I wanted to use peroxide.
buy vodka.
I don't think that's the same thing.
Like that cheap shit, the Povo or something like that. That shit, because that's
Or the
nearly
the stuff
100.
that comes in the mason jar.
10%.
What is it called?
Which one?
Oh, the ones that come.
Does it have
in
to be
the ones that come in the mason jar. You used to drink it.
You drink?
No, that doesn't come out in a mason jar.
A mason jar?
Yeah.
Moonshine.
Yeah, moonshine.
Mm.
Oh my god.
Oh,
I
speaking
don't know.
of which,
I don't know how you drank that.
no, I
What?
used to drink. I was about to say, speaking of which, drinking compared to now, back then compared to now.
Wait,
It's
are you
horrible
asking
now.
me something?
No, I'm just saying as a conversation.
Oh, I thought you were asking me like
No,
If
but
it's
isn't it?
different
But,
from
okay,
back
yeah,
then.
isn't it?
drinking.
Yeah, like you think
Since
about how
we
much you
got
drink.
old?
Yeah,
Since we got old.
think about how much you drank when you were
Yeah,
younger.
I used to drink a lot when I was younger. Now that I'm older, I'm just like,
Nah.
maybe once in a while will be okay.
Hangovers are the worst.
Yeah.
That's crazy.
I mean, it's fun, but when you feel sick from it, I'm like, no, like
Yeah,
my
when you know
body
you're
does
gonna pay
not
for it.
heal as fast as it used to.
My buzz doesn't stay. My buzz
Mm-hmm.
doesn't stay as long as it used to either.
What do you mean, like?
Like
You
before I
can
used to
drink a
drink,
lot.
and then like the buzz would stay. Maybe because I kept drinking. And
Yeah.
now like
I know, now you only
Drink
drink
like a gentleman.
one. Like
Yeah,
a
man.
gentleman?
like a gentleman.
How do gentlemen drink?
With the pinky up.
Oh my god.
Just kidding.
Did it stop recording?
I stopped it and started it again.
Oh, okay, that's good.
Yeah.
And I told him, I'm like, I don't want it to go blank.
Do we still have a bunch of homeless people over here? Like when you're
Well,
walking.
I hadn't left.
Well, when you would take the kids to school once upon a time.
Yeah. Well, it's kind of like, it's funny because the kids are used to so many different people,
Mm-hmm.
and we walk through this tunnel to get to their school, and in the tunnel there's always like homeless people in there, like sleeping in there or like tweaking out in there or whatever, like
Lighting shit on fire.
yeah, or like stalking the air, stalking the wall and stuff. It's just like, yeah, so they're used to it.
Mm-hmm.
And it's so funny because other kids react so differently to like homeless people. Like I can never forget this one time during Halloween. Yeah, I think it was actually Halloween. Most of the kids classmates live in our apartment, and we were all walking through the tunnel to get to school in the morning, and I just hear this little girl screaming her head off like she was in a haunted house. And I told her mom, like, is everything okay? Like, what happened? And then she was like, oh, yeah, because she got scared of that lady over there. There was a lady in there who was twitching.
Damn.
Like
having a seizure?
Not really. She was sitting up, like, her back was against the wall, and her, like, she sat, like, on her butt.
Mm.
And she was just, like, I guess kind of like having a seizure. But she just looked, like, creepy. Like,
Probably tweaked out.
she was,
Probably, like,
and the
2
poor
weeks,
little
no sleep,
girl did not
no
want
food.
to. She did not want to go through the tunnel. It sounded like a haunted house. I was like, oh my god.
She was making noises?
The lady?
Yeah.
I don't know. I didn't pay attention. We just kept walking past her.
Hmm.
But the little girl was screaming. Like, she was like, no, I don't want to go over there. I don't want to go. Like, it was so funny.
It's getting
And the
out
poor
of hand.
kids, like, our kids are so, like, used to it. They're just like, Mom, are you going to give her a sandwich later?
Give her a high five, Mom?
No, I'm serious. They're always like, oh, maybe we need to give them a sandwich and water like last time, or you know, something. I'm
No.
just like, maybe not that way. Yeah, but
Man, it's getting out of hand. It's getting too crazy.
no,
Like
it is.
I had such a compassion for homeless people at one point.
I know.
Such a big heart for them. And then
I
ever
feel so
since I
bad
started
for you.
ever since I started working at this job, it's been nothing but dickhead homeless people to me. Homeless people being dickheads to
You
me.
were the most giving
Throwing
person
battery.
towards homeless people.
That shit's over with.
Yeah.
That's just done.
No, but I've seen
No
it. I've
way.
seen it for myself too. How they're very rude now. Like I remember, I got so embarrassed one time. I had to go to Whittier to pick up my check because this was before I had direct deposit, and I was inside the Starbucks waiting for like the office to open up,
hmm
and there was this homeless lady in there, and she obviously she's homeless. Like you can, she didn't have any shoes. She was dirty, homeless.
Yeah.
And I just told her, like, do you want me to buy you a sandwich or, coffee or something? And she mad dogged me so bad. Like, she looked me up and down, and she, like, shook her head and, like, looked away. And I was
You
like,
disgrace.
I was so embarrassed. I was like, and I was so mad. I'm like, never again am I going to offer a homeless person something. And I wasn't, like, saying it to be rude, but you're sitting there, I'm thinking, like, you want someone to offer you something, obviously, But, and then I had, before that, you were telling me all the time how, like, homeless people are always trying to fight you now, or they're, like, rude,
Yeah.
and I'm just, like, and right away that made me think about you. I was just like, oh, my God. Like,
hmm They used to be
homeless
nice
people
back
used to
then.
be, yeah, so grateful for anything.
And I mean, blame it on the mental health. Like a lot of people should be in special hospitals just because they're mentally not there. Something may have happened, some trauma or whatever it may be,
That's true.
just not there, and they don't get to have the help. By law, like you can't like keep them if they don't want to stay.
I know.
So they're floating.
But then I heard that
But shame on the ones
kick
that
them
are
out.
fucking lazy.
But I heard that some of the ones that have, like, a mental illness, they, like, the hospitals throw them in the middle of, like, Skid Row. Like, if they don't have family members who are, like, keeping up with, like, their
It's
payments
like, what are they
and
supposed
stuff.
to do though? They don't look how many there are.
But if they have, like, a mental, like, health problem,
Yeah.
they shouldn't just kick them out in the middle of Skid Row. Like,
One time I was at a Jack in the Box, me and Mike.
mhm.
Shout out to Mike, by the way. We were at a Jack in the Box drive-through. We're waiting, and some lady walks up to me. She hands me the cup. She's like, they didn't say nothing. And in my little cup holder, there was a bunch of quarters. I saved nothing but quarters in there at that time. And I got like a whole handful and I put them in there. She looked. That's it. And she chucked that shit on the floor.
Oh my god.
I was like, you fucking dick. Those were quarters.
Oh my god.
Mm-hmm.
I wonder why they're getting more like.
I had one hit me with a backpack. My biggest fear is them spitting on me.
You've always said that.
That's my biggest fear.
I would cry.
Yeah, I would too.
If somebody did that to me, I would cry. I would throw up
That's
and
my
cry.
biggest fear now. Because they're getting crazier and crazier. One time, there was one in my store, and she was trying to take shit, and my colleague grabbed it from her hand, and she's walking out, and I said something to her.
What did you say?
Oh no, because she was walking out with the thing. I said, you can't leave with that. You got to pay for it. She said, you're lucky I don't shit all down your throat and all over your dick. I was like, damn.
Oh my god.
And you got to see her too.
Did
It was
anybody
pretty.
hear?
Yeah, all the colleagues. Everybody got quiet. Like, don't threaten me with a good time.
Ew, you're so nasty.
It was horrible.
Oh my
and she just gave me like
God.
a death stare after. I was like, oh, this is
What about that
This is wrong in
lady
many ways.
who, the possessed lady who was at your store?
my neighbor.
You remember the lady, the one that had the light like around her?
Which one?
The lady, she was like staring at you and smiling. Remember at first she was outside the store and then she was inside the store and you were walking around like recording her?
Oh, yeah.
That's scary.
That, like, oh, you're talking about recently.
Well, I mean, that wasn't that recently.
The little Mexican lady
Yeah.
in my store?
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm. I wasn't even looking at her when she smiled, so the camera just caught her.
Ew. I mean, that stuff interests me. Like, I think, what if she was, like, possessed or something? And she...
You think people get possessed?
Hmm?
You think people get possessed? Or do you think it's like a mental health thing?
I think there's different ways. I think you can get possessed when you're, like, on drugs, you know? Like, you think you're being possessed and you act a certain way, but it's actually just, like, the drugs. Or I think you can be possessed by, like, a bad spirit.
Like a demon?
I believe in that.
Me too.
And maybe you can even be possessed by an alien.
Okay.
I'm serious. What if
I'm down.
they could like possess us and then we can like get into things that they need?
Mm-hmm.
Like, you know what I mean?
Some Illuminati shit.
Maybe. The kids always ask me that. They're always like, Mom, are aliens real? I'm just like, from what I know, no, because we don't have like proof. I'm like, but I believe that there's aliens out there.
Yeah. I like to think so.
I think so.
There has to be something else.
Yeah.
We're way too small. We are way too small to even comprehend what the fuck is out there. That's why I believe in God. That's why the whole God conversation. Because I believe there's something like maybe man can't paint the picture, right? They try to the best they can, but they can't. But I believe there's something out there that is way beyond our comprehension.
You know,
in our mind
sometimes I think about stuff like that. Like, what if all this coronavirus stuff is like fake just to get us out of the streets so if they can be doing something? Like, what if they're working something out with like aliens?
Like
Or
there's
they
aliens on Earth right now.
Yeah.
You know, they say that I don't know. It's so long to explain, but like AI technology, that we're like the project of them. That at one point we destroyed ourselves, or we've had, artificial intelligence gets smarter and smarter, like your TVs, your laptops, your phones, and then they're making robots too and everything. And they're just gonna get to the point where this technology just outsmarts you.
I believe that. I feel like people already have that. Like the rich people, obviously. Because when we get new things, like the new like iPhone or the new like, crazy technology thing, like we get it so late compared to rich people.
Right.
These rich people have like...
Or people in general just inventing it.
Yeah.
Yeah. That'd be dope.
If what?
If we were like the projects of AI technology.
No, that's
Like
so
like.
scary.
Well, they say
I
say the pyramids and everything are kind of example of there was some kind of
What is
something
it
out there helping.
called? There's a movie, I remember I used to get so scared of it when I was little. It was like that, like, these kids were supposed to, I hate that I can't remember the name, but these kids were going, like, on a field trip, and they had to take, like, an airplane, and, the government was, like, lying to their parents and telling them that the airplane crashed or something. And all the parents believed it. And then, like, the government put them through, like, these therapy things to help them forget about their kids. And this one lady, just, her memory of her son would just never go away. She kept telling, like, everybody, like, he's still out there. Like, her and her husband got divorced because he was just like, you're crazy. Like, he's gone. Like, you know, he never existed. Like, things like that. And she's like, no, he's still out there. And it ended up being, like, aliens were abducting kids to experiment on them. But
I think I remember that movie.
yeah, and this one, the main alien was trying to, like, really make her memory go away of her son, and she just kept remembering, and, like, he ended up, like, dying, and I guess everybody ended up getting their kids back.
Damn.
But that's one thing that scares me. Like, if our kids ever got abducted,
You ever only see a UFO
I would cry.
in the middle of the day?
Wasn't it, like, 2 of them?
Yep. And they were all twirling and everything.
Yeah, people always kept saying, like, you guys were drunk, or, like, whatever.
Mm-hmm.
I was like,
I
no.
was. I
Like,
was. She wasn't.
yeah, and I remember I had even recorded it, I think, but you couldn't see it in the video because it was so far away. Or, like, you know, with cameras, you can't really see it that good.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was like that. So I think I had deleted it because I was like, you can't even say anything anyways.
Was there, what's the most embarrassing thing you ever done or happened to you?
Oh my god. We were just talking about this the other day. The most embarrassing thing that has ever happened to me, I was in the hospital having Nathan was, like, getting ready to come out, and we were all in, like, the room to have, like, the baby, like, me, you, my mom, my tia, like, everybody. And I was just watching TV.
She's sitting up.
I'm just sitting up.
They told her to sit up.
And
They're
I'm
giving her the epidural.
Yeah, I had the epidural, so I was numb from the waist down, and I couldn't feel anything. And I remember I heard, like, a noise, and I was like, I looked at you, and I was like, was that me?
What was the noise? You farted?
Stop. That's the most embarrassing thing because we don't fart in front of each other. Like, I
Yeah.
don't fart at all, obviously.
That's an unspoken rule. We just don't do
Yeah.
it. I don't fart at all, you said?
I don't. I tell the kids, moms don't fart. And, what's it called? Yeah, so Steven was like, he was laughing so hard, and he's like, that's not the first time that happened. I was like, oh my god, are you kidding me? Like, that was so embarrassing. Like, I had farted and I didn't even know, and I just heard, like, a noise, and...
You're making that ass clap.
Shut up. What's your most embarrassing thing?
Same thing. I farted. I was a kid. I don't remember it, to be honest. But everybody tells me that apparently everybody was in the living room, and I guess I'm walking through, and I guess I farted and didn't feel it. And I must have scared myself.
You didn't feel it?
And I said, "Aye."
How?
I said, "Aye." And then my family does not let that go, ever.
How old were you?
I don't know. I don't remember.
That is so funny.
But that trauma, like, since then on, I've never farted in front of
Anybody?
anybody.
And you never farted in front of anybody.
There's not a soul out there.
Before that?
There's not a soul out there that, other than that one time.
I mean,
Can tell you.
I've heard you.
You ain't heard nothing.
Yeah, when you're in the restroom.
Wow. Trying to make a beat.
He turns on the shower. He turns on the sink. He turns his phone full blast just so no one can hear him using the restroom. And every time, like, people come over, they're like, is Steven taking a shower? I'm like, no,
Yes.
he's pooping.
Shit, you're supposed to back me up.
No, that's too funny.
Yeah. There was that time. There was one time, I remember this. I was in the back of the car, and I had finished a saladito, and then a little saladito bone. And I remember I put it on my nose. And then I tried to get it out, and I couldn't get it out, and I was freaking out.
Oh my god.
I was like, Mom, I can't get it on my nose. My mom's like, what are you doing? Put it in your nose.
Why did you put it in your nose?
I don't know.
What were you thinking?
I think God told me.
Oh my god. I know. I
Have
remember
faith.
Lonnie would do that when she was a baby. She would always put things in her nose. I'm like,
Oh, she would, huh?
yes. Remember she would get
Yeah,
toilet
yeah.
paper stuck up her nose all the time? Oh my god. I'm like, You're just like your dad.
Yeah.
Always sticking things up your nose.
Oh, one time. Oh no, there was another time where I farted. It was at a camping trip.
Oh, I remember you told me that one.
Yeah, I was sick. And I shit myself right before I went to the trip. And I was scared, like my mom was gonna tell me to stay home. I shit my pants. I just fucking took them off. I probably threw them under the bed or something. Didn't shower.
Imagine when she found those pants.
Didn't shower. Put on some new pants. I barely had any clothes. I probably had 2 pairs of pants. And then went to this camping trip. And there was one time where we were sitting around a bonfire. And I'm sitting next to one of the dudes. Some dude. And we're right there. And all of a sudden I needed to sneeze. So I sneezed. And when I sneezed, I farted at the same time. Not gonna lie, I probably jumped a little too, but that's just because Ariel was so startled.
Oh my god.
And then homeboy went, damn! He got all fucking dramatic and ran from me.
Oh my god, I wish I could have been there.
Yeah, that was horrible.
Oh my god.
Do you have another time? You have to have something.
Embarrassing?
Yeah.
I can't think
Was that
of
gunshots?
I can't
Jesus.
think of anything.
The purge is starting. You can't think of nothing?
Do you remember anything embarrassing that I went through?
Yeah.
What?
People don't forget.
That's not embarrassing.
Alright.
That's a poor 5-year-old who didn't get to.
So what happened?
That's not embarrassing.
Okay, well, what happened?
So when I was in kindergarten, we were like in this circle time or something, and I had to use the restroom so bad, like I had to poop so bad, and I kept raising my hand, and I was telling my teacher like, "Can I use the restroom?" And she was just like, "No, you need to wait." Like she was so mean, and so I don't remember like when it happened, but I remember sitting there, and the girl next to me was like, "It smells like poop," and I was like, "Yeah, it does."
Yeah, fool. It's you probably, fool.
And I think my teacher finally ended up letting me use the restroom. And I don't remember, like, how I told her or anything. I just remember my mom showing up. And my mom was, like, going off on my teacher. Like, she was yelling at her so bad. Like, I thought she was going to fight her. And
Your mom gets that little fucking red thing, too, right here.
Like, Lonnie.
Yeah.
That makes me so mad. Yeah, and then my teacher is so rude. Oh, well, maybe that part was embarrassing. My teacher was so rude. She had my dirty underwear in a Ziploc bag, and she was walking out. Because you know how restrooms are for kindergarten? It's inside the classroom.
Mm-hmm.
So she was holding the plastic bag, and she was, like, walking like that, holding the plastic
So
bag.
that one was in
and
the
everybody was like, ew. Like, they're, like, all disgusted. I was like, oh, my God.
So the restroom was in the classroom and she didn't let you go?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's an asshole move.
I know. I still remember her. Like,
I was like, I thought it was going to be in the hallway or something.
Gagne or whatever.
Miss what?
Gagne? She was
Miss
like,
Gagne.
yeah, she was. People who went to Yorkdale will probably remember her. My elementary.
Yeah.
But
I have a bunch
that
of
was
other-
like the only embarrassing part. Like I wasn't embarrassed because I pooped on myself. Like that's her fault. I asked, you know. But her, I guess, holding up my underwear like that was embarrassing.
Yeah, that's cold-blooded.
Imagine how many people remember that.
Yeah.
But it's normal for
yeah.
kindergartners to poop on themselves.
That's completely normal.
You never pooped on yourself at school?
Mm-mm.
Liar.
Never.
You never peed on yourself.
Yeah. I'm sure I have.
What grade?
Probably kindergarten.
Are
And
you
I was
making that
walking
up?
like
You're like in 6th grade.
Zion Williamson, huh?
You're like in 6th grade.
12th grade. Senior year.
No, I remember, well, another time.
What's the craziest thing you've seen?
Craziest thing I've seen.
Mm-hmm. Maybe someone
I
get
wanna
beat up.
say,
Someone. No
probably
snitching.
when, huh?
No snitching.
Probably when I lived in my old apartment, like when I was little.
Mm-hmm.
Our apartment was haunted. And, like, it was, like, legit haunted. Like, my mom had always told us, like, no, you guys aren't seeing anything. Like, stop lying. Like, she'll get mad at us because we would tell her, like, we're scared.
Mm-hmm.
And because we would see, like this creepy-looking lady and 2 little girls who lived in our apartment. And we would always tell my mom. And she would get mad at us. And then one day, I think we asked our manager who lived in the apartment. And we asked them, like, if our house was haunted. And she said, yeah, that a lady had killed both her daughters in our apartment. And then when we told my mom, she was like,
Damn, spare the details, bro.
I mean, you can block it out. You can
No,
block
I'm
it
just
out.
saying for your landlord.
No, I know, and we were kids.
The whole fucking family.
Yeah,
Yeah,
and when we told my mom, she was
Sleep
like,
tight.
"Well, yeah, I knew, but I just didn't want you guys to be scared." But we would always see these creepy little girls, and it was so scary. And I remember one time I had a dream that one of the little girls was pulling my calf with her nails. She was just like pulling it out, and it hurt so bad. And I remember, I think me and my sister were sleeping on the floor because we didn't like sleeping on separate beds because we were always scared. And I woke her up. I'm like, Desiree, like she's grabbing my leg, and she's like, Bonnie, you're just dreaming. And at the same time, I was having a leg cramp.
Maybe that was tied into the dream. Maybe it wasn't a little girl.
No, maybe the little girl was pulling my leg, and that's what gave me a cramp.
Remember that time? Remember that time after Paranormal Activity in Kansas?
Oh yeah, that was so scary. And until this day, we're just like, we don't know what happened.
Bro, the first time we watched Paranormal Activity, fucked us up that night.
We lived in Kansas at that time.
Yeah, and it was snowing, right? And we're talking a lot of snow, right? Like the place was completely covered in snow.
Yeah, it was like all white. Like,
Yeah.
I mean, it wasn't like high. Like, it
Yeah, it
wasn't
was.
like piles of snow.
I don't know, there was a lot. It covered everything.
Yeah.
And then so we're going to bed. We're laying down. I'm thinking like heavily about the movie. I remember like just being freaked out and just thinking about it.
Because you never liked paranormal stuff like that.
No. Yeah, I don't like opening doors to. I don't really like that.
I grew up watching scary movies and all that, but go ahead.
Yeah. And we're laying there, and I remember thinking that, and I'm laying on this side, Bonnie's facing me, and all of a sudden out of nowhere, some lady screams, "My baby! My baby!" But like at this fucking
High
pitch.
pitch scream.
Bro. And she was like knocking out, and when she heard that, she opened her eyes, she was like, "What was that?" I was like, "Nothing, go back to sleep." But I was so fucked in the head, man. I was like, what the
And
fuck
we
was
didn't
that? There was
hear,
no
like,
ambulance
yeah.
after. There was no nothing. It was just that scream, and it was fucking
And it
loud.
was just like, yeah, she screamed that, and then that was it. Like,
Loud as
no ambulance,
fuck.
no cops, no like people like running out, like nothing.
Yeah.
So
Yeah, I don't like fucking with movies like that because
He's always said it opens doors.
I'm just saying. I was raised in church, so
No,
they
but you know
taught me
what?
about.
I believe that's true too because growing up, my whole family was like into like witchcraft and
Mhm.
stuff. So we grew up with like opening doors to like all that stuff and
Fucking witchcraft and shit.
I'm serious. We would have like witch doctors come to our house and everything, and so we were used to always like hearing creepy things at night and pans flying across the kitchen and stuff like that. And so we grew up always being scared of stuff like that. Like, and then when I met Steven, he's like, I don't want to hear that. Like, if you feel like you're scared of or you hear something, like, pray about it. Like, I don't want to hear about any witch doctors and stuff like that. Like, he did not believe in that stuff at all.
You remember when I broke the
So,
sticks?
Yeah, I remember they did like some kind of witchcraft in my house one time, and
We weren't staying there at the time. We were
were
staying at my Aunt Linda's
we
for a
were
bit.
living at my mom's, and
But we were
like,
still
his
paying
aunt
rent for that
Linda's.
room.
Yeah, we're paying rent at my mom's, and then we're staying with his aunt at the same time. So we're going back and forth. And one weekend we weren't there. We get home. Tell me why we had a water bottle because we had a bathroom in our room, and there was a water bottle. And was it in the bathroom or outside the bathroom?
And it was in our room in the corner.
Yeah, it was in the corner. And inside the water bottle was like these ashy, like branches.
Pale sticks.
Yeah, and we were like, right away Steven like broke them in half. He threw the water bottle away. He like threw everything. And my mom's like, "What's wrong with you guys?"
Like right after we did that.
Yeah, she
Like
got
she
so mad. She's
felt
like,
the force.
she was like, "What's wrong with you guys? I paid
That's crazy.
$300 for that." And I was like, "Oh my god!" Like, we got so mad. We're like, "Don't be going into our room. Like, we pay rent there." Like, and she was just like, "You guys are right. Like, I shouldn't have done that," because she
Sorry
knew
about
that Steven
those.
didn't believe in that stuff. Like, she knew, and that's
I
disrespectful.
don't rock with that shit.
Yeah, like
I mean,
wouldn't
her
have
heart was.
cared,
I'm sure her heart was in the right place when she did it. It's just
Yeah.
what she knows. But for me, I don't fuck
but
with that
that's
shit.
what I had to deal with growing up.
Crazy witches.
And to me, that was normal. To me,
Did you
that
say
was
you seen
normal.
witches in Highland Park?
Well, yeah, when we were growing up, there was this whole family, like this family, like we couldn't tell if they were men or women because they would all like wear really big baggy clothes, and they all had really long hair, and everybody in Highland Park called them the witches, and sometimes we would even see them like floating, like they would all walk in at one big family, and there was maybe like 5 or 6 of them, like including kids, but the kids were dressed like them also, like big baggy clothes, long hair, and they were just like creepy. Like the 2 main ladies, they were twins, and they would always dress like big black coats and stuff like that. And my grandma swears that she's seen one floating one time. I think I did too, but I didn't like think too much about it. You know what I mean? But
A lady floating?
yeah, the twins. Like, instead of them, like, walking, like, their feet were just, like, going like that. Can you picture it?
Yeah. Did you throw something at them?
Nobody ever talked to them. Like, people didn't talk to them. They're just, like, I don't know.
One time when I was a kid, we lived in the mountains at the time. My mom and pops, they helped run a recovery home. So we lived in the mountains. It was called Lake Elizabeth. Lake Hughes, Lake Elizabeth. And one time, I'm laying there. I don't know what I'm thinking about. I can't remember what I'm thinking about, but I just remember there's a window. I was on a bunk bed. I'm on the top bunk. There's a window, and the moonlight is shining through it. That's how dark it was out there. So you can see everything, right? And I remember at one point, I'm blinking, and I blink, and all of a sudden, like a perfect head figure is, I guess, standing at my bunk bed, staring right at me.
Were you on the top or bottom bunk?
I was on the top, and it was staring right at me. And at first I said, "Edward, go to sleep," because I thought it was him.
You thought it was
And
him, or you were just saying that to, like, make whatever was there?
I was scared as fuck when I said it, because I knew it wasn't him. But I said, "Edward, go to sleep." And when I said that, that fool's head it like turned to the side. So like if you're facing that way, it went like that.
Oh,
Yeah.
That's scary.
And I can't see the face. It's dark.
It's just like a shadow.
And I remember like panicking and getting hot, and I just remember the heat. It was so hot because I was so scared. And I went like that, and when I went like that, the head went down with me. And then I put the blanket over my head, and I was praying and crying.
Did it work?
Yeah, it went away.
Oh.
It took me a while to get out of there. It was so hot, like I had to breathe at a certain point because.
That's what I was gonna say, because when you open doors, like, so we grew up, being used to that stuff, right? But when I remember when I met you, you're like, our kids are not gonna know about this stuff. I don't want them watching scary movies. That opens doors, and our kids never had that problem. Like when kids sometimes are like, oh, I'm scared. Like, they don't do that.
Yeah.
Because we don't let them watch stuff like that.
Yeah.
Because a lot of kids usually they get scared, like, but.
And they freak out.
Yeah, and then that's when they start thinking they're hearing things and all that.
So
yeah, ever since we, like, this whole time that we, how we don't, whenever we lived with, like my mom or something, like, things like that would always happen, like,
crazy shit.
creepy things, yeah. And then ever since we've lived on our own, like,
We have so many stories of those.
I know.
So many fucking stories.
That's so scary.
One time I came face to face with a coyote.
The one over here in Almani?
No, that's another time. That's the second time. The first time, I hate coyotes. But the first
You
time.
always say that.
Yeah, the first time I was going to my friend's house. Again, we lived in the mountains, so the houses were like on hills, and it was basically wildlife everywhere. And I was walking to my friend's house. I remember on my way to my friend's house, there was like fresh shit on the floor, like fresh dog shit. And out there, they tell you if you see fresh dog shit to watch your back because it could be a coyote or.
Especially if it's
Some kind of-
fresh, it's like near you.
Yeah, because there's no fucking house dogs running around out there. Everything is just wild.
Yeah.
And went to my friend's house, knocked on the door. He wasn't there, so I walked back home. All right, on my way home, I'm crossing the street. It's a street. It's headed to my house, so it kind of turns to the right. I'm going this way, and then turns that way. And I'm crossing the street, and all of a sudden I hear something growl, and my heart stops. And I turn around. When I turn around, there's a fucking big ass dog. It's big compared to me, at least. And you gotta understand, like these coyotes, like over here, they got these little skinny coyotes. They eat out of the trash can. Out there, they eat. and they eat a lot.
Like
So this fool was,
animals and stuff.
yeah, and his head was down, and he was just staring at me and growling at me like he was ready to pounce me. And I froze. Froze. I was so scared. I turned around, started walking. I'm praying. I could feel like the heat in my back. I feel like it's gonna jump on me. And I just kept walking like.
Why didn't you walk backwards?
Please don't kill me. Huh?
Why didn't you walk backwards?
I don't know.
Like that way you can keep an eye on it. Because if you turn around, he's gonna know that you're not like.
Okay.
Don't they say to always like?
At least he'd get the back of my
look
head,
them
not
in the
my
eye?
fucking face.
Don't they say to like look them like dead in the eye?
Oh, you should try it. Let me know how it goes.
That way they know not to like mess with you.
Mm-mm.
Is that ambulance?
Probably.
Oh my god, did you hear the crackheads the other day?
No.
Nathan got all scared.
Why?
He was in the bathroom, and I heard them from the kids' room when I was putting them to sleep.
Mm-hmm.
And Nathan's like, he came out the restroom. You know, he was in the restroom extra long, just like listening to a conversation because he was in there for a while.
Mm-hmm.
And then he comes out, he's like, Mom, did you hear those people outside fighting? And I was like, no, Nathan, like, it was the people from upstairs. Like, I heard them in the room. And he was like, no, like, the man was yelling. He was like, oh, I don't effing want you anymore. Leave me alone. Like, move out of here already.
Yeah.
And I'm just like, oh my God, he's my son.
Yeah.
He's all listening to them fighting. No, but I
Only in Almani people.
yeah, oh my God. Those people,
Yeah.
freaking crackheads. They're always fighting. I feel like one day he's gonna end up killing her.
Probably.
Like the way he yells, like psycho, and then he'll be throwing like everything around. Like you can hear like a whole couch fall.
Can't pick it
It's
up.
just like, oh my God. Yeah. Speaking of Nathan,
I know.
our baby, not even our baby, our big boy just turned 11 today.
Time flew.
That makes me so sad.
That's crazy.
Today. Happy birthday, Nathan.
Yeah.
Shout out, Nathan.
Shout out Nathan. Happy birthday. The
Happy
next
birthday,
NBA
Bob.
star, he'll tell you.
Yeah, he keeps saying, oh, Mom, when I get in the NBA, I'll buy you a house. And what dog do you want?
Oh,
do you
yeah.
want this dog or that one? I'm like, both. And he's like, okay, I got you.
I'm not going to forget. When you get
What?
older, you better do it.
No, huh?
Remind
He's
me.
like, I want to buy you a house. He keeps saying he's going to be the first celebrity in our family.
Oh, shit. Hell
He's
yeah.
going to be in the NBA, he said.
Hell yeah.
Isn't it so sad? Like, this year, he was supposed to play basketball at school. He waited a whole year to play again.
Mm-hmm.
He had
Yes.
one practice.
Fucking Rona.
He had one practice, and today would have been his first
Game.
basketball game. Yeah, that's
could've
so
seen it.
sad. I know. It's so sad. And then the kids only had one soccer game,
Mm-hmm.
and then all this ruined everything.
Fuck this fucking shit, dude.
I'm over
It makes everything weird.
I know, but shout out to
I've
my
never-
nail lady because my nails are still on. They look ratchet because they're all grown out.
12
but
weeks later.
That's that's how you know my nail lady's good because they haven't broke off yet, but still ratchet. I need to get my nails done.
Just like grow them all the way.
Ew, that's so nasty.
Make it the new thing.
Yeah,
Put it on Instagram.
that's what everybody has to go through right now. There's a bunch of ugly girls right now.
Yeah, it's crazy. It sounds like drug dealing when people ask you, hey, you got a guy that does haircuts?
What do
That's
you
all you
mean?
hear. Like the guys at work, where do you get your haircut? Like, because they can't get a haircut because all the barbers are closed.
Oh,
So they're trying to see
walk
if someone-
around. What? Why
Yeah.
do they need a haircut right now?
I'm going to find somebody and slang
They
that
need to take selfies still.
$100 a haircut.
Oh my God, you should just do it. Tell them you'll charge them $20.
I'll find a connect. You didn't know hustle.
I'll tell them I'll cut it. They can pay me $50.
Have you been in the market?
I
A
was
grocery
supposed
store?
to go. I haven't gone since last week, and
We got the order,
I
didn't
was
we?
finally able to get some food from Walmart delivery,
Mm-hmm.
and it wasn't even like anything. Like I had ordered like canned beans, and they were sold out. Basically, the only thing I was able to get was like frozen stuff.
Right.
And that's what I had to get because there's no more pastas, no more noodles, no sopitas, nothing. Like, I had to get, like a oven, the dinner plate, like the macaroni and cheese. I had to get that. And I'm so mad that I had to cook like that today because we don't have any more chicken. And everybody's like sold out. So I had to make chicken tenders for dinner today. And I was so mad.
It was good.
I mean, it was good,
Shit.
but I had to buy just frozen
I'm pretty
food because everything was like.
Yeah, I'm
I
pretty
was
sure the
sold
markets
out.
are calming down though now. Now that you at
No,
least got something.
when they delivered the groceries, it was an older couple, and I was like, "How is it over there? Like, is it so crazy?" And the lady's like, "Oh, there's nothing." She's like, "It's
Jesus.
so crazy still." She's like, "It's so bad." I was just like, "Oh my god."
I'm so worried about the people that are gonna be affected by this.
No, and then I was kind of
Money-wise, it's
scared,
gonna
like getting the
fucking suck.
groceries from them. They seemed fine, like they didn't seem like they were sick or anything.
Mm.
But I was still like, I didn't even have the kids help me with the groceries. I told them, "You guys stay inside."
Plus, like, the majority of the people in our families, they work from home or keep their job.
What do you mean?
Like our families and whatnot. Majority of them.
They all have to go to work still?
Yeah, they're still working.
Well, that's good.
Yeah.
It does
I'm
suck.
telling you, I'm so
because
worried. I'm
you
so worried
wanna-
about everybody. I'm so worried. It's gonna suck so bad. And we don't have an answer for it. We've never been through this.
Yeah.
As a country, we don't. Man, it's embarrassing right now.
It's crazy to me. I keep thinking, like, how are people gonna survive after all this? Like,
Yeah.
and then they're never gonna be able to buy groceries because they're not gonna have money.
Man, the welfare office is gonna be off the hook.
I know. I wonder how long it takes for, like, unemployment to, like, get back to you. I applied for unemployment because my job closed down because it's a school. They told us we can apply for unemployment. But honestly, I feel like it's going to be such a waste because I'm not going to get it for, what, a few months maybe?
Mhm.
So many people are going to
Usually
be
how it works
applying
for
for
us.
unemployment.
Yeah. You got it kind of early compared to everybody else.
Yeah, probably.
Huh?
You okay?
Yeah.
Mm.
What else is there?
Mm.
Is that it? Or we got more? We got more in the chamber.
No, what? Are you tired of me already?
No, I'm just saying.
What do you have?
I'm drawing blank right now, that's why.
Are you?
Yeah. But if you bring something up, I'll be good.
I mean, I had a few things earlier, but I can't remember it right now.
Nothing?
No, I can't. What is that?
Probably someone crazy outside. They probably got corona. Yo, they said there's 2 cases here. 3 cases, no?
3, yeah, I seen that today.
Oh
There's
my god.
3 people with the virus.
Mm-hmm. The Rona.
Hold on. What is that?
They want to be on the podcast.
That sounded scary.
Mm.
See, there we go, opening
Trippy
doors.
shit, Holmes.
See what you get for bringing up the whole witchcraft stuff.
Yeah.
You're opening doors now. Are you still have coffee? Or
Yeah, I'm good.
kind of think I want more.
Coffee? No, you're not gonna sleep. It is like 2 o'clock in the morning.
You never, on his days off, he goes to sleep like at 6 o'clock in the morning.
I don't mean to.
You
Just
do?
like this whole time, it's been like nonstop because it's like work and then doing the podcast,
Mm-hmm.
and then you have to edit everything, the videos and
The
whatnot.
last time it uploaded pretty fast, didn't it?
Yeah, I did pretty good. Well, uploading it, but I still have to edit the video, so I have to get the sounds and then get the video. One-man band here.
I did have a question.
It's
for you.
exhausting. What?
I was gonna ask you, what made you want to do your hair like that?
What?
Like, is it like a midlife crisis thing?
Yeah.
I love it. I love your hair. I'm just like curious
I don't know.
because you've never been the type to like change your hairstyle or anything.
Yeah. I guess it was just time.
Trying to impress all the ladies at work.
Do you know what I'm saying? I don't know. I just like it's my whole life. It's been bald. There's times where I had hair, but
No, you look so good. I love it.
I don't know about all that.
No, I'm serious.
Oh my god.
You have like the perfect shaped head
I'm
for like
blushing,
any
fool.
hairstyle. You're so annoying. You always tell me, how come you can never take compliments? And look at you.
No, because I'll say something like, "Oh, you're beautiful," or something. You're like, "Huh? Shut up."
I mean,
Damn. Okay, what's up?
you're basically telling me to shut up when I'm complimenting
You're crazy.
you.
Shut up.
I don't even sound like that. Shut
You do.
up. No, I don't. So what made you want to do it? You just,
I just wanted to do it.
like, how did you get inspired by that specific hairstyle?
I seen this movie one time. I'm just kidding.
I was about to say Crybaby.
Mm.
But Johnny said.
No. I don't know. I want to do something different. I want to see if I could slick it back. Took forever to train it. Still not fully trained. It's just still,
I
a
love
fucking little
it.
bitch. Yeah.
I'm gonna do something different on my hair.
What are you gonna do?
I'm gonna shave it all off.
Oh, but
And then I'm gonna get a tattoo on my forehead. Who is that?
I don't know.
You don't know who that is?
No.
Amber Rose.
Ooh, shots fired.
No, she can get away with it. I would not. Imagine me, bald. I would look so weird. My head is too small for all that. You're lucky you have, like I said, a perfect shaped head. I remember even
I have an ET head.
when you were getting the
Phone home.
what is it called, the CT scan,
Mm.
when you got hit by the car. The X-ray technician guy, he was like, "Wow, he has a perfect shaped head."
Thank you, doctor. What did you think when I got
It
hit?
was so weird, huh?
What did you think when I got hit?
I freaked out. I was like grateful that you were alive,
Mm-hmm.
but at the same time, I was like shocked. I was like, "Wait, what? Like, what do you mean you got hit by a car?" Like,
Yeah, I walked in the
was just
house.
like, what
You're
do you-
like,
in
you
my
guys were
head, I
like,
was
happy
thinking like, what do you?
birthday.
In my head, I was thinking like, what are you doing here if you got hit by a car? Like, I was so confused. I was like, what do you mean you got hit by a car?
Yeah, I just like told myself I need to get home. After I got hit and I crossed the street and that lady was there, I was like, I gotta get home. I remember trying to call you and then I called you and then the cops pulled up. She's like, the cops pulled up and I was like, hung up. I was like, fuck. I said, I'll be right there. And the lady dropped me off. She's like, do you want to stop or you want to go? I said, I just want to go home. I was just so fucking...
In a way, I'm glad he came home, because if you would have never came home and you just waited for the cops or like the ambulance or whatever to come get you, I would have panicked.
Yeah.
I would have been freaking out. Like, why aren't you home? Like, I just spoke to you. Why aren't you here yet?
Yeah.
And then if I would have went to the hospital and seen you like that, I would just break. Like, I would break down.
I wasn't dead. It was just my hand.
No, I know, but
bruising.
imagine if you never came home and then I had to find out that you're in the hospital because you got hit by a car.
Yeah, I'd be fucked.
That would ruin me. I don't know how I would act. Like,
Yeah.
even if it wasn't something major, like let's say you're okay, just thinking in your head like, what happened? Like that's the part that's scary. I would hate, like, that's one of my worst nightmares, is something happening to you or the kids, and obviously it's not gonna happen, you know.
Yeah.
We've been through everything, like, we're survivors.
Right.
So I mean, but just like the thought of,
It all happened so
to
fast.
hate movies like that when I was growing up, when I was little.
Mm-hmm.
Those are the movies I would cry with. Like, if the mom's like soulmate like died, like I would cry. Or if like a kid got kidnapped, I would cry. Like, those kind of movies, oh, they scare me. That's like my worst nightmare. I would be so scared if something like that happened to you or the kids.
That shit was funny when I walked in, though. He was
That's
open the door.
not
Happy
funny.
birthday.
I know, you're all laughing the whole time.
I was kind of fucked
And I
up.
was so annoyed of you, like, this isn't funny.
I was kind of fucked up. It was like I was drunk.
You think that's funny?
I mean, at the time I got hit and I was walking. It was pretty funny to me.
And I was, like, worried about you, too. Like, after we went to the hospital, they said everything, like, physically was fine for you. But then when we went to your birthday party at your aunt's house, or at Robert Michelle's house, like, you were acting like nothing even happened. And that's, like, what worried me.
It was in my head the whole time.
I know. I mean, I knew that. But at the same time, like, you need to express, like, what happened. Like, you can obviously tell you were, like, traumatized.
Yeah, it was for a bit after.
And I was traumatized.
The
for
next
a long
day
time.
it hit me hard. The next day I was just like, wow, I'm alive. Or am I?
That's the crazy thing. I mean, for a while you kept saying, like, watch, I'm gonna end up waking up and, like, you know, my grandma or Gilby's gonna, like, tell me, come on, like, it's time to go home. Like,
Yeah.
you scare me with stuff like that.
Yeah, it's crazy when
Like,
you think about it.
No, like, I used to get mad at my mom, too, when I was little, because she would always tell us, like, oh, when we die, we're not gonna remember each other. She would say, I'm not gonna know you, you're not gonna know me, who cares, everybody dies. Like, she would talk about it, like,
So nice.
so me and my sister would be crying, like, stop talking like that. Like, she'd be like, no, like, you know, like, she was crazy. And I was just like, who says things like that in front of the kids? And then you too, you're always like, oh, if I die, like, I just want to make sure you guys are good. Like, I hate when you talk about, like, if
It's
I
the
die.
truth, though. It's the truth,
But
though,
that's
for
so
every man.
heartbreaking.
No
Why
man
would-
wants to leave. If you leave this planet, I'm saying it will, but I mean, I will eventually. But
But I
if you
hate
leave this
when-
planet, you do not want your family's struggling.
But I hate that kind of conversation. Like,
Yeah.
if I die,
I'm just
when
saying.
I die. It's just like, why even talk about that? Like,
Because
why
if my
not
family's
just-
not set, if something happens, when my family's set, then I'll be alright. And I could die happy. But till then, anything could happen.
Well, I don't like when you talk about that. I'd rather hear you say, like, we're going to grow old together. We're going to be good.
Take Viagra?
Yes, those are the kind of things I want to hear.
No.
No, like,
If anything stops
when I
working
die.
the way it's supposed to, I'm offing myself.
Steven always says that he wants to die a hero. And I kind of
don't say that.
I kind of get mad about things like that because
Don't say that.
no, it's
That's not my
true.
stuff.
It's true, and I get
No.
so mad at you because he always says that like he would, jump in front of a bullet for someone, or he would go through a fire to save them and stuff like that, and that gets me mad because I feel like that's so selfish. Like
Maybe not.
you
Maybe
would
I'll end
kill
up freezing when the
yourself
gun's pointed.
knowing that me and the kids are here.
Yeah. That's just me
I
talking
don't
on my
like
ass.
that. That makes me sad.
I don't know. As I get older, I used to be a dumbass to try to stop fights and try to help people.
You
As I
always
get-
did that.
As I get older, yes, it's never ever worked out for me. Ever.
Oh my god. It's not meant for you to be a hero.
No. No.
Oh my god. I just want us to grow old and
Yeah.
die naturally
Yeah.
together in each other's arms. I'm just kidding.
We get the Rona and die.
Oh my god.
God damn it.
Oh
I'll be
my
mad.
God. If what?
I'll be mad if I got the Rona and then I died from
The
it.
Rona. The row. Did you see that meme?
If I didn't die in that car accident, I better not die from this.
I know.
Because I'd be so pissed off.
I
I'll mark myself a bitch.
That's crazy. Everything that I feel like we've fought death so many times.
Mm-hmm. When you were in the hospital?
Mm-hmm.
And meth had attacked me?
In
In the midst of all that bullshit?
Oh yeah. Oh my god. I think that's the only time I've had like
Stressing.
a death scare. I think
Hmm?
that's the only time I've had a death scare. I think
Mm.
that one time. Do you think a lot of people can say that they survived?
Yeah.
A lot
There's
of
a lot of
people?
stories. There's a lot of people that go through crazy shit. Dorian said he passed away like twice. They had to revive him twice in a car accident. And that shit changes your life forever.
Yeah.
It's like death sits in the back of your mind forever after that.
Yeah, I had a friend too in Kansas. She had like heart problems. I used to work with her, and she had heart problems, and we were going through like a tough time in Kansas. Like we were on our way to come back, and I didn't hear from her for a couple of days, and she was in the hospital. Like, and then when she finally woke up, she woke up like 3 or 4 days later, and she had told me that she actually died. Like, she had to get surgery like on her heart,
Mm-hmm.
and she was like, I guess they revived her, and then she was like in a coma for a few days.
Did you say she see anything?
Yeah, she said that she remembers being with like her cousin and her grandma or something, or somebody. Like she was having like full on conversations with them, and they had passed away.
Wow.
So I believe she really did die, and like she was with her family. Maybe, or maybe she was just dreaming. But
I mean, if the doctor said at one point they stopped your heart and they had to revive you.
yeah, that was scary for
Darn.
me too. Even like thinking about like, oh my god, if she died.
Yeah, I never met her, but she sounded so nice.
I know she was.
Shout out to who?
Shamika.
Shamika. Shout out to Shamika.
Yeah, I
She's the
found
nicest
her from
person
her
in
the other
Kansas.
day. Yeah, she was so sweet. It's so funny because even like our managers at work thought that we were like related. They're like, "Are you guys sisters or cousins or something like that?" Because we were all like, we instantly clicked. Like,
Mhm.
it's rare to find those kind of people. Like they
Yeah.
instantly click with, and yeah, we had got so close. So like in the little bit of time that we worked together.
Mm-hmm.
But I feel like things happen for a reason because I feel like, I mean, I'm not glad that she went through that in the hospital,
Yeah.
but she was trying to help us get a house and everything, and
I mean, it's good that she didn't.
yeah, like if she wasn't in the hospital, I hate to say that, but if she wasn't in the hospital, we probably would have had like a house out there in Kansas and like never came back over here.
Oh, that's
So I'm
right.
glad, yeah.
If
That
she
was
did,
during the
yeah.
time.
If that never happened, because she was on the verge of
Yeah.
Getting us.
Yeah, we were gonna get like a 4-bedroom, like 2-story, like stuff like that.
I was just starting to work there.
Yeah.
It's crazy.
And you remember
It's a whole
even the
different
guys
lifestyle.
you remember even the guys at your job were trying to help out too?
Yeah, when I told them, hey guys, sorry, I gotta head back to to LA, blah 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 blah. They were like, we'll get you an apartment. We'll pay the first month's rent, yada yada, and you could just pay us back in payments. And they were doing everything in their power. Nice guys. Shout out to Connor and Brian out there in Kansas.
Yeah.
You guys are the shit.
Yeah, so we met a few nice people in Kansas, but
Yeah.
I'm glad everything worked out the way it did.
Yeah.
Like we were
It's
able
not.
to come back.
It's not for me. I like it for the peacetime. Like it's good to get away and different
It's
environment.
exciting in the beginning because it's something new.
Right. But it gets kind of boring.
Yeah.
And you gotta have a car out there to
Oh my
survive because
God.
there's no way.
Yeah.
Just no way. No way. And then even if you pay taxi, oh my god. They got Uber now, so hopefully it's better for them.
Oh yeah, when we were there, they didn't have that, huh?
Mm-mm.
You would have to drive me super early in the morning to
Mhm.
pick me up from work. Because I would leave work like at 5 in the morning?
And we were really trying out there too.
I know.
We were trying to get it together. It's
We
crazy.
try to stay positive the whole time.
It's the same struggle. Like you think it's easier, but it's the same struggle.
Yeah.
Just different
Yeah.
environment. But it's the same struggle out there too. It's not.
And that's what makes it harder.
A
Like,
lot
we
of money
don't
to be
have a
made.
car.
Yeah, a lot of money to be made, but there's so much you have to get in order to get to that job or maintain a job.
Before we used to say like, oh, maybe this is a place we would live like when we retire.
Mhm.
Heck no, like I don't want to move back.
Where would you want to go? Retirement. Think of a
When we
place.
retire, it's hard to say because like, we've never really left like LA
Mhm.
besides Kansas, and I wouldn't want to go back to Kansas. Oh, actually, San Diego sounds really nice.
Oh yeah,
We've always said that we would want like a house in San Diego,
that'd be dope.
but it's so expensive.
Out there?
Yeah, it's super expensive. But I think that would be like a nice place.
Mm. Or Hawaii.
I mean, you would not live in Hawaii.
I don't know. When
You
I'm older,
wouldn't,
and
because
I'm already going through
you're
midlife
basically
crisis.
living on a beach, and you've always said that you would never live on a beach.
No, I won't go on the beach.
No, I know, but you're basically living. You're living on the ocean, right? Isn't Hawaii like
I guess it's
on
an island.
top of the ocean, or like it's an island?
Wouldn't everything be on top of it?
I don't know. Oh no, I was thinking about New York. Isn't that on like floating in the
Yeah.
ocean?
Yeah, in the middle. It's just, you gotta take a boat to
Would
get
you
there.
move to New York?
Hmm?
Would you move to
No.
New York?
Visit, yeah, but not.
I know. I'm
no
so jealous that you've been to New York without me. That
It's
makes me
beautiful.
so
The nightlife
sad.
is beautiful. Like, there's so much culture over there. It's,
Yeah.
I don't know, a lot going
I'm
on. Everybody
jealous.
minding their own business. Yeah. That
What
was
was
fun.
what was your favorite part about New York? Like just what did it give you like Las Vegas vibes? So like all like the vibes?
Yeah, I wish Vegas could be that bright.
No.
Yeah.
It's brighter than Las Vegas?
Mm-hmm. No, the main street that I was on.
Mm-hmm.
That
What is it called? Something
beautiful.
Square.
Times Square, probably. Yeah, I don't know.
I don't know.
We don't travel,
Yeah.
but yeah.
And
Yeah,
it's so
that's-
funny because we've always said that like if we can go on vacation to somewhere, where would it be? And we always keep saying Las Vegas.
I fucking love Vegas.
I know.
I miss it.
I know. We really wanted to go back this year, but
Shout out to Rona.
I know. Row. Oh my god. Yeah, but I want to go to Hawaii so bad, but I don't know if I would be able to live out there.
And it's all because of stories. Your stories about Hawaii.
Like it being beautiful.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, it does look beautiful.
It does.
What about
But there's
like
probably like so many other places that are.
what about like
just as good.
Cancun?
That's in Mexico?
Yeah.
No.
You didn't move out there?
Mm-mm. I've been in Mexico like twice.
But you went to like the TJ part of Mexico.
I don't know. The homie figured it out. I'd asked my pops where it was, and then he told me, and then I told the homie, and the homie was like, yeah, that's like towards the border or something like that, or I don't know. But there was like
imagine like the beautiful part of Mexico.
toilet. The toilet was, it was a hole in the ground. It was like a shed over this hole, and everybody was just shitting there. If you look down it, you can see all the shit, and then you can see like big ass fucking roaches. They're like dogs.
Ooh, that is
Huge.
so nasty.
Mhm. And when to have
I
fun,
hate
you would go to the
insects.
sewer and you just fucking swim in
Chills.
the walls were all slimy.
I
There's
don't
just
remember
water
when was the
flowing
last
through
time I
there.
went to Mexico. been a long, long, long
There's
time.
bats, bugs everywhere. They made me watch a pig get slaughtered.
Oh yeah, I remember you telling me.
Yeah, they fucking
And
got
you
that
ate
food.
it?
Scary. Yeah, I got sick. I got sick after I ate it. I was throwing up.
Did you like fight it? Like, I'm not gonna eat it.
Mm-mm.
You just wanted to eat it.
Yeah, I love chicharrones. But these weren't like.
But did you know? At
These were
that
like
age,
hard chicharrones. It wasn't like the fat. Like it was just hard chicharron. Like I don't know.
What do you mean? Like it wasn't dry?
Yeah, it was dry, but it was like flat and hard.
Oh, you ate
It wasn't like the
ear
puffy.
part.
I don't know what it was, but that shit was crunchy.
Oh my god. Ew.
The whole time eating it, I was just thinking about the pig. It was a big ass pig.
I wish I was.
They stabbed it.
I wish I was vegetarian or vegan. I wish I was
all you
vegan,
want.
but
Vegan?
yeah.
Why?
Because I feel bad for the animals.
Come on.
But I mean, it's so good.
If we were
It's
in the
sad.
wilderness, people are crazy. If we were in the wilderness and just like wild animals, we'd be eating them raw.
I know, but see, that's a difference.
It's not.
Because we don't have to eat them.
Now, certain animals don't eat. Right?
Maybe.
Certain animals eat.
Like
Cows, cool.
pets.
Maybe not even pigs, because pigs eat their own feces. Or like
You mean
bats,
pets.
pets.
Oh my god, I'm thinking about how like, is it in China where like they cook the dogs alive?
Is that where it is?
Oh.
I thought it was Korea. Korea.
I don't know, maybe both places.
Mm.
Oh my god, but I cannot watch those kind of videos. It makes me cry. Like, how can you do that to a poor dog?
It's a
like,
delicacy.
And it's alive when they're like boiling
Some
it.
people, that's what they like.
That makes me sick.
You know what freaks me out? When fools eat fucking octopus.
It's like all over their face.
No, I just imagine like choking.
Oh my
Like a tentacle
god.
gets
I
stuck in
don't.
your throat while
Who
you're trying to
thought that
fucking-
that would be a good idea to eat?
They
was
eat
just,
it.
I know, but it's just like, who thought about like, okay, like it's still moving and it can make you choke, but eat it anyway.
Well, shrimp too. Shrimp is like the roach of the sea. Mhm. They eat all the fucking.
I don't know how
shit.
people eat like the face, like the shrimp that comes with like the eyes and all that. Like, how do you eat that?
When you think about the ocean, for me, I think of all the animals that just shit and piss in the ocean.
I mean, that's the same thing with pigs.
Like you just think like when you go into the ocean, that's what you're just fucking
Do
basking
you think
in.
it's true what they say that when the ocean tastes like salt because of like the whale semen or something? Do you believe that's true?
What?
Don't tell me you've never heard of that.
Say it again.
That supposedly the ocean is salty because of the whale semen.
How many times have you got the ocean in your mouth?
Well, like, you
water.
know when you go to the beach and like you choke on it?
Yeah. Oh. That's what we're choking on now. Jesus
You're
Christ,
so
man.
annoying. So immature.
That's how you roll?
You're so mature. Do you think that's true?
I don't know. I would say so. Not just the whale's semen, but like again the shit and the piss and all the fucking dead carcasses,
Dead what?
fish bodies,
What was the other word you
carcasses.
said?
Like
What
a carcass.
is
Isn't
that?
that like a dead body?
I've never heard of that word
Carcass?
before. Yeah.
It's a word. It's a word.
It's a word?
It's real.
How do you spell it?
Carcass.
Hold on, I'm gonna Google it to see if it's
It's a real
true or
thing.
not.
It's a real thing. While you're googling it, I'm gonna check the phone again.
It looks like through the mirror that it's still recording. Okay. Carcasses. Oh. ASS? Carcass?
Ass.
Carcasses. Is it?
Is it ass?
No, was it recording this whole time?
It stopped,
It did?
but the thing's still recording.
Ugh, so annoying. Okay. Oh yeah, the dead body of an animal. Carcass.
Yeah,
I never heard of that before.
I told you.
Huh.
I told you, my friend.
Very interesting.
I told you though. You think
Carcass.
about all that.
How come there's so many words I've never even heard? Like, it's weird to me because growing up, I don't remember, like, even learning anything in school. I remember it always being like arts and crafts stuff and like playing after school. Like, I don't remember really learning anything.
You don't remember one thing you learned in school?
I'm so dumb because I don't know like any of our presidents. I barely started learning the difference between a state, country, city.
True story.
All that. Like.
So you thought it was just like one big ass planet?
No, I just didn't think of this stuff.
You don't remember one thing you learned in school? One thing. You have to.
I remember learning about like Martin Luther King and you know like some history stuff. But I remember learning about like multiplication, but I don't remember learning anything like past multiplication. Like I don't even know how to do decimals or
Man,
fractions.
you can't even get me started on that. I am the worst when it comes to math.
No, but the work that the kids get nowadays,
Yeah.
it's crazy. Like one of the moms at in Milani's friend in her classroom, his mom texted me and she said, "Do you know how to do this problem?" Like it's in their math and their workbook for like the ones that the teacher sent them with. And I was just like, what? Like I was trying to figure it out.
What the fuck was that?
What is that?
Check the kids?
No, you check.
Talk to the mic.
You guys, I'm scared. Steven opened the doors to something. If it's our kids, I'm gonna feel so dumb. But what if it's somebody at I think it's somebody at our window. Did you guys hear that, or was that just us?
No.
Oh my god, that scared me. Was it the kids? That sounded like it was right in our room.
It was the neighbor. One of the neighbors on that window.
You guys, that was scary. Turn off the lights.
No way. We're not done.
Oh my god.
We're almost done.
Only no money.
Yeah, that was dope.
I don't even remember what I was talking about.
No, me either. Sound like a cat in heat.
Worse. What was I talking about? Oh yeah, like I don't remember learning anything in school. Oh yeah, and then she was like, me and Lonnie were trying to sit there and figure it out. I told Lonnie like, you didn't do this at school before you guys got closed down, and she was like, no, like, it's like basically in order to get the additional answer, you have to subtract it in some kind of way. It was so weird. I was just like, why would they give them this kind of work? Like, why not just make it basic like when we were younger?
Shit, push the limits.
12 plus 12 is 24.
If they could get it done.
It's just weird nowadays. I don't know. I don't like it. It's so confusing. And I felt so dumb. I was like, I don't know how to do this. And usually I try to sit there and figure it out. But, yeah, like when I was in school.
I'm trying to figure out what the fuck that was.
I wonder if you can hear it.
On the podcast. We got it.
But you think?
It's recorded.
But you think you can hear it?
Yeah. You can hear it. We heard it through the mics.
Yeah, I
you
heard
can
it
hear
loud.
it.
That
Guys,
freaks me out.
help me out. Help me out finding out what the fuck that was, guys.
Oh my god.
If you know any endangered species.
Have you heard
Or
those
if that was your
screams?
tia.
Have you heard those screams
Let
in
us
the
know.
woods?
Yeah.
Like you've seen those videos where there's like a loud, creepy scream,
Mm-hmm.
and it's actually what?
That cop?
Oh yeah, that was one of the videos. But that sound is actually what? Like an owl or something, or a like mountain lion or something.
I don't remember. I remember what you're talking about.
But oh my god, I want to Google like the screams because it sounds like someone's like dying. Like it sounds like someone's being chased through like the forest and
fuck is
screaming
it?
and dying.
Yeah.
But it's actually an animal. And I think that's pretty interesting. It was scary, but you're so all freaked out about it, huh?
I'm tripping balls, man. I'm like, what the fuck was that?
Oh my god. No, thank God, like it calmed down over here because when we first moved in, it was so bad. We had people banging on our windows, trying to come into
the
our
crazy lady?
house. There was one guy,
I almost drop kicked her.
I almost freaking beat some guy for coming into the house. Like,
Motherfuckers are just walking, huh?
yeah, people would just walk into the apartment. Like, I remember one time I was getting out the restroom.
This
And
is when we first got here.
yeah, when we first moved in. And then,
our restroom's like right at the end of the hall, and from down the other side of the hall you can see like the couch and like the front door and all that. And I just see like the door opening slowly, and I was like, oh, maybe it's Steven. But Nathan was sitting on the couch and he looked like frozen, like he was just sitting there like shocked. And I was like, no, that can't be Steven. Like, he would have opened the door, like, fast. And I go and open the door, like, hard. And some man was starting to walk into our apartment. I was like, what do you think you're doing? And he was just like, oh, what's her name?
I
He's
don't
like,
know.
I think it was, like, Maria or something like that.
This is the lady that lived
he's
here
like,
before.
Maria doesn't... He's like, is Maria here? I was like, no. Like, no, Maria lives here. Like, this isn't your house. Like, you don't be walking to people's houses. Like, I have kids here. Like, what is your problem? Like, I was, like, going off on him, and he was so scared. He's like, okay, like, I'm sorry. He's like, but she's not here. And I was like, oh, my God. I was, like, ready to, like, chase him with a knife.
Yeah,
like, I was
mad?
so mad. I had to chase a lady with a knife before here, too.
Yeah. It's
My
wild.
God. In the beginning, it was horrible. And then Steven... Was it the same lady I chased out with a knife?
Mm-hmm.
Steven came home and I was like, some crazy lady was trying to come into our house. She hit our window with her cane, and he like ran outside to go see like who it was or like if he seen anybody. And this lady was drunk, falling all over the place, and he was standing there laughing at her. And she started chasing him, and she was too slow. And I was just like, you're so dumb. Like, I was looking at him through the window because she had a cane. I'm like, she's gonna freaking hit you. And he would like, what were you saying to mock her?
I don't know.
He said you were telling her something. You were mocking her, and she was like, she would go and run after you, and you were just like,
You look like an
laughing. Oh my God.
She was right here in this room. There's a window right here, and she was sitting back on the wall right here, and she didn't see me or anything. But I'm peeking through the little window. I see her right here. I was like, "You fucking idiot! Get the fuck out of here!" And she like got it real quick and boom, fell.
Oh
That
my
was-
God. We had so many crazy people here before.
Yeah,
Thank God they're gone. But that
Yeah,
was so
it's gotten
funny.
better.
Yeah. We don't have any crazy people messing with us anymore.
Mm-mm. Neighbors are pretty cool.
Yeah, I had heard that the lady...
Is that the witch one next?
or the grandkids up there. Oh my God. What was I gonna say? I was trying to say something. Oh no, yeah, I heard that our neighbors told us that the lady who used to live in our apartment, that she was like some kind of crackhead or like prostitute or something, and guys would come like in and out of her house.
I
Like
don't judge.
even when her kids were here, they said that her daughter would be sitting on the couch, and different men would be going in and out of her apartment. Like,
I
it
mean,
was
you gotta
so
pay
sad.
rent, man. So I'm out here for a pimp.
No, what if something would have happened to that little girl?
Yeah.
People are so dumb. It gets me mad.
I don't judge.
Shut
It's perfect.
No, it could be a pedophile or rapist or something.
Jesus.
You never know.
Yeah.
What
Well,
time is it?
it's just about that time.
Dang.
We almost went 2 hours with this.
No way.
Yeah.
Oh, that's good.
Some crazy shit.
I know.
Wow. Well, fuck faces. We appreciate you tuning in. Episode number 4 of That Dude's Podcast with my beautiful special guest, Bonnie.
Yay.
Appreciate you coming through.
I
to my
always
spot.
appreciate you letting me be your guest.
Yeah. Thank you.
With your sexy haircut.
All right, fuck faces. Y'all have a good one. Good
Good night,
night.
or good morning.